Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the timeline on the Wilford Woodruff Papers website. So in order to get there, you're going to come here to the navigation and hover over Timeline, and then click on Timeline of Events. Now, there is a lot of information on this page, so it may take a second for it to fully load. Okay. Now, what you'll see here is that there is a timeline in the middle, and then some additional tools that can help you filter the timeline. So first, let me explain these columns. So these are different contexts that the events on the timeline fall into. So you've got individual, family, personal, religious, church context, and historical context. So if we look here at this first event, this is when Wilford Woodruff was born. So this is in March 1807, and it is in the individual column. Then you'll see that the way this view of the timeline works is that when you scroll, this gray bar moves, and when it highlights the next event, then it will populate over here in this section. So you can see information about the event, the date, and a picture. Now, this person is mentioned, Rufus Hawley. If you click on that link, it will take you to that person's individual page that has information about them, as well as where they're mentioned in the documents. If you continue to further events on the timeline, once Wilford Woodruff has started his journal, so after 1833, then you will see a link to the original source in Wilford Woodruff's journal. So like right here, you can click this view document button and see the journal entry where Wilford Woodruff talks about getting baptized. Now, this is only available for specific events that Wilford Woodruff wrote about. There's many events that do not have this capability, but that's simply because Wilford didn't write about it. Now, let's look at the different ways that we can search or filter the timeline. So let's say we want to look for apostle here. Then what's going to happen is it's going to search the content of the events listed on the timeline and bring you back all the ones that mention the word apostle. So here, the first event is when the first quorum of the 12 apostles was organized. Then so on and so forth, you get the idea. These are other events on the timeline where the word apostle is mentioned. Okay. Now let's look at this next ability here. So this context section, it includes the 5 columns that are listed here, and you can filter by context if you'd like. So if we click on family, then you will see that only events that fall in the family context show up on the timeline. There's also the ability to filter by year. So you can filter by individual year here, or you can change this slider bar to alter the year range. Okay. Now, as we get to the bottom here, you will see that there are 2 additional ways to view the timeline. So if we click on list, then this will show us a list of all the events on the timeline. So it's got all the same information as the timeline view. It's just displayed differently. So as you scroll through these events, you'll see that it has the information, the date, and when you hover over the event, then it makes it bigger. And then you can view the source document over here if applicable. Okay, then the final view here is the map view. So this allows you to search the timeline by location. So if let's uncheck this to get all the contexts available here. So if we're looking for an event from Wilford Woodruff's mission in England, then we can zoom in here on the United Kingdom. And here is a pin in Hereford. If we click on it, it will show us this event in March 1840 when Wilford Woodruff first arrived at John Benbow's home in Herefordshire. Now, the same thing applies to other areas. So if there's multiple pins that are clustered together, you just have to zoom in closer and then click on the bubble and you'll see the various events here. Okay, so that is how you use the timeline on the Wilford Woodruff Papers website. If you would like to learn about additional ways to search the Wilford Woodruff Papers, then check out one of our other tutorial videos that shows you how to search the documents, how to use our people and places pages, as well as our topics library, which will help you to study as much about Wilford Woodruff as you like in all the ways that you want to. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope that it was helpful for you.